All right, guys. My last video, I told you guys that I believed that the bushing should be the camshaft cover bushing should be pressed onto the camshaft. I was totally wrong with that. This camshaft cover bushing has to be pressed into the cover because the cover it can't spin in a cover because the cover's aluminum. It's billet aluminum, where the camshaft is tool steel. So the part it has to spin on is the camshaft because it won't wear down. If it spins in here, it'll wear it down. So by me going through all this and changing to the 585, I actually saved the motor. Because if I would have continued using it, what would have happened is it would have worn down more. The camshaft would have wobbled more, and eventually would have wore more parts down and probably destroyed the camshaft. Might have just had premature destruction to that side of the engine. So I ordered two bushings. I want to see which one fits in here tighter. Now, my biggest worry was, did it wobble in here, making this eccentric? I measured it. It's not eccentric. Okay, we're going to measure this guy here. We're going to measure it from north to south. That's 1.183. Then we're going to measure from east to west. .185. So now we're going to measure the two regions that 1.184. So it's round. It's not eccentric, which is a great sign. Now, I don't know how tight the bushings are going to be until I get them. I'm supposed to get them tomorrow. They're going to both come with these holes. Now, this hole right here has to be lined up with the top hole. So when you press that bushing in, that hole in the bushing has to be lined up with that top hole. Because basically what happens is that hole, see that little hole in there? They're both going to jibe with each other, and that's going to let oil onto the this part of the camshaft. Now, yeah. And then that other, there's another, I don't think that's a hole down there, guys. I really don't think that's a hole. Let me get my flashlight. I got to take a good look at this. Try my flashlights in my car. Now, if in case, I know what you guys are saying, I could get an oversized bushing. I have another solution to that. Instead of me getting an oversized bushing, these dudes are made out of brass. You could tin these with lead. Okay? I have flux, I have lead, I have my torch. Clean the outer part of the bushing real good with acetone. We'll flux it up, heat it up, and we'll put a real slight coating of lead on it. Now that's going to probably make it out of circular. So then once I tin it with lead, I'm going to have to make it circular so that I can press it in there. But that's what I'm thinking of doing in case if the bushing isn't tight, I'm going to tin it with lead. Because lead sticks to brass just like lead sticks to copper. I've soldered a lot of brass parts, a lot of brass plumbing parts, and the lead sticks to the brass just like if it was a copper pipe. You know, rather than for me to spend $200 on another cover or to go get an oversized bearing, I think I could tin the bearing to make it a little thicker. You know, and as for pinning them in place, you know, what you could do is you could buy like a 1/16 of an inch drill bit, and then you can get a tension pin, little 1/4 inch tension pins. With a Dremel tool, you can make like a little cut on the side of the lip of the bushing once, you know, before you put the bushing in. And then where that cut is, you drill a hole about a 1/4 inch deep with a 1/16 inch drill bit. And then you pop a 1/16 inch tension pin in there and put some thread locker in the tension pin. But I'll tell you the bad part about doing that, if that tension pin ever comes out, that's going to mess up your cam and your roller rockers. So I'm not going to pin this. I'm not going to put any kind of pins in it. What I will do, though, is I'm going to put thread locker on the, I'm going to clean the inside of it up with, I'm going to clean the inside of the hole up with acetone. And then I'll clean the bushing with acetone, and I'll put some of the red thread locker on this dude here, and then I'll press it in place, making sure those holes are lined up. That's all I'm going to do. But I just wanted to make it clear with you guys, I was wrong in the past video. You know, I was sure that had to be pressed on the camshaft. Now, the reason why this came loose is I don't think Bigdog Factory honed the inside of this bushing properly. I don't think it was honed enough. You know, that's another thing I might need. I might need a brake wheel cylinder hone to hone the inside of that to make it fit to make it loose on the camshaft. You know, it has to be like just a real slight, just slightly smaller. I forget what it's like, 0.00005. It has to be just slightly smaller, you know, in order for it to turn on the camshaft. So that's what my plan is. You know, if in case if the one I'm getting isn't tight, I'm gonna have to tin it up, guys. I'm hoping maybe everything will go okay, you know, but I think I'm gonna wind up going down that route to make sure the thing is going to be tight as hell and it will never come out. So I just wanted to get that out in the open and clear and make that nice and clear with you guys. So I also ordered a hydraulic press. I ordered a 6-ton hydraulics press by Jigs. You know, because I don't want to bash this in with my hammer, because it'll deform the bushing. With a hydraulic press, it'll press it in real nice and slow. You know, it'll make a better job. You know, and that'll get the job done correctly. So, all right, until my parts come in, take it easy.